Steeler Nation, there's been a report with Mike Tomlin coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024. Whether you like it or you dislike it, we're going to talk about it in this video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And right after this, we're talking about Mike Tomlin. Look, this narrative and this topic right now with Mike Tomlin has been going on for years. I'm a Mike Tomlin supporter. I'm not really into the argument anymore. If you guys want to say, fire Tomlin, he sucks, he's awful, he's terrible, go for it. In the comments, I probably won't go back and forth. I get very tired saying my point. And then I get tired of the whole thing. The argument to me has been going on forever. There are guys now that either, half the fan base of Steeler Nation, worldwide Steeler Nation, you have your voice, I have my voice. Half of Steeler Nation says, we don't like Tomlin. He's mediocre Mike. He's terrible. He can't win our playoff games. I see that point. I do. I see the point. They've now lost 5 in a row. It's not good. But I see the other side and I go, well, it's really hard to win playoff games. It's really hard to win Super Bowls. And yes, as of recent, Mike Tomlin and his team has not got the job done. Same time, he did get them to the playoffs in a 10-7 record for a team that maybe shouldn't have been there, right? We ended up going back to Rudolph. We had numerous injuries. We had no TJ Watt. We fired our offensive coordinator. A lot of moving parts. And yes, at the end of the day, though, I'm not trying to make excuses. At the end of the day, you got to go win that football game. And the better team won. The better team was the Buffalo Bills. Losing sucks. I hate it. I'm still going through the motions that our team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, is not in the playoffs. It sucks, right? But life happens. Sometimes life can suck. Life gets you down, and you got to work your way out of that and get back up. So I still believe in Tomlin that he can turn around. He's got 1 year left in his contract. I didn't really believe the rumors that were saying he was going to walk away or take time off. That was reported by, some of the crazy sources out there. But now there's other sources from NFL media, NFL.com and NFL media, and also other ESPN sources says that Mike Tomlin has talked to the players and he's staying back for 2024, right? There's one thing I want to bring up too. Like, a lot of guys give Tomlin so much flack and just, he's terrible, he sucks, he's awful. Sometimes, though, we've got to listen to the players. This is TJ Watt. TJ Watt talks about Mike Tomlin. He says, I want to play for Mike T. That's as is per The Athletic. That was huge in my contract talks. I don't want to play for anyone other than Mike T. You can see in the way I talk about him, how much I respect him and appreciate him as a coach, as a man, as a leader. That's my endorsement for him. Cameron Hayward talked about him too. Cameron Hayward wants to play for Mike Tomlin. So as much as the fan base doesn't like him or they want him out, they want a new coach, I understand where you're coming from. I understand your frustration. But the players like TJ Watt want to run through a brick wall for Mike Tomlin, right? So does Cameron Hayward. And also the other day, legend Troy, number 43, he came out and backed Mike Tomlin too. He was also awarded, I think, the coach of the year by the players. So there's a lot of respect. In the locker room, we don't see it all. We only see a glimpse through media. You see nothing through me. All I'm reporting is what I see through media because I'm so far away in Australia. But you only see a glimpse through media or press conferences or on the field play. But you don't see the text or the phone calls that go on between TJ Watt and Mike Tomlin, I would say happen, or the dinners they go to or things like that. We only see a little bit of what the Steelers team is. So Mike Tomlin has a great rapport with his team, and it looks like he's going to run it back for 1 more year. Now, when he runs it back for 1 more year, that also to me means that the Rooneys will probably go and give him an extension. All right. Already I can see Steelers fans out there. If you've lasted 5 minutes, you've got an extension. Why would you extend him? That's crazy talk. He hasn't done anything in the playoffs. Now, that is true. In the last few years, it has been tough. And I have thought about looking at the last few. We lost against the Browns, the Jags, all those guys, right? The Chiefs beat us. The Bills laid 30 points on us. It hasn't looked good. But at the same time, I still think that goes on the coach. It goes on the organization. It also goes on the players too. How can you blame Tomlin for George Pickens' fumble? How can you blame Tomlin for Rudolph's choice to go to the end zone to throw a pick? They were losing by 14-0. Could have came back 7-14. So football happens. Football's life, man. We've got to try and get through it. I still think that Mike Tomlin is the best person for the job. And while he's here, I'll still support him that way, right? So we did see these things. These are the confirmation that happened. So according to ESPN on Tuesday, Tomlin has given no indication of wanting to step away from in recent weeks. A source told ESPN that the contract extensions talks could intensify this offseason. Yes. If Tomlin told his players that he's coming back to the Steelers in 2024, the Steelers' next step is getting at OC. Find someone to run the offense. Possibly find someone to run the DC. I'm not too sold on Terrell Austin. I've often thought about that. I think he might walk away, or maybe they might promote up Grady Brown. If you listen to what Grady Brown talks about with his team, the defense, he's checked in. He's on one. It could be a possibility he might. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying from my perspective, could be a possibility he might be DC. I could be crazy, but I'm just saying it now because I could be right in a few months' time. All right. So Tomlin has the sources there. From by the way, these sources are coming from ESPN and NFL, where the other ones were coming from made up radio stations and the Mark Maddens of the world. Right? I said his name. Anyways, so pretty much backed up. This was from Pittsburgh KDKA TV. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin reportedly told his team he plans to coach the squad in 2024 this year, to reports from ESPN and NFL media. So he's told his players he's going to coach next year. All right. Here's the point where we put all our comments in, and we can feel how we want to feel. And you guys, I know I'm going to get the fire Tomlin. I know that I'm going to get he sucks, he's awful. We would never win another Super Bowl with Tomlin. That's right. You have your opinion. I have mine. I'm okay with it. If Tomlin were to walk away after this year, I'm okay with it. I support the team. I support overall the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, looking at it, were the Steelers going to make a deep run in the playoffs? Probably not. Would it have been fun to see them beat the Bills and move on to Steelers versus Ravens with Mason Rudolph versus Lamar Jackson? Would have been fantastic. But the more I watch this, the more I get older, and the more I do the content, the more I start to see it is really super hard, and I mean super hard to win games and to win Super Bowls. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers in the last 20 years, they have gotten to the Super Bowl 3 times, right? And we've won 3 times. And some other teams out there have never won. 12 teams have never won. The Bills have been there 4 times in a row, never won. The Minnesota Vikings have been there, never won. And I understand there's a high expectation for our Steelers to go and win the championships. At the same time, though, it's still very hard to win Super Bowls this year. In this day and age, it really is. To win back-to-back, or like the 70s where we won 4, it's very difficult to do so. There's the increasing salary cap, there's trading, there's free agent play, there's injuries, all these kinds of things that happen. There's the refs getting involved too. There's betting markets. There's also NFL story narrative. If you guys haven't heard about that, look into the NFL narrative. I believe that's at some little point in with the NFL, it does act kind of like WWE, because in the Bills game, Steelers weren't getting calls like I might talk about another video, but JPJ got knocked in the back for a legal block and got concussed. Where's the flag? Where's the flag for JPJ? Miles Jack gets hits Josh Allen, right? Really, it was apparently late and it was soft. There was a flag for that. The NFL has their little narrative. They want storylines. They wanted to see KC versus Bills with Josh versus Mahomes. Now, I'm not saying that's a whole picture and the Steelers should have played better. They definitely should have. They should have pushed the envelope further to try and say, okay, we can be a team that can go on versus the Ravens, but they didn't. They played really bad football. But betting has got involved. The refs have gotten involved. And also Roger Goodell, he's gotten involved in certain things. So I'm saying it's really hard in this day and age to win Super Bowls, to win playoff games. So to me, it's not all on Mike Tomlin. But I'm sure you guys can let me know in the comments below what you think, and rightly so. But to wrap it up, To wrap it up, I want to show you guys what I found in the public poll so far. And I might do another video in the next few days talking about this. So I did a public poll around. I can't show you the actual thing, but I can tell you the results. I said, will Mike Tomlin be the Steelers head coach in 2024? And so far, we have the poll received 152 votes, And actually, I will put it in. The poll has received 1 for 2 votes, and yes was 69%, no was 18%, and unsure was 13% right here. So we have almost 70% of Steeler Nation believing in Mike T. 2024, run it back. Quarterback is the new idea. Will it be Kenny Pickett? Will they go and sign a quarterback? Will they re-sign Mason Rudolph? Will they go and sign a quarterback in the draft? So many things to talk about, right? But I'm still also getting over the loss. The loss, it sucks. I thought we had a chance to beat the Bills. We didn't get it done. We lost 34-17. All we can cheer now is make sure the Ravens lose firstly. I want them to lose. And then I'm hoping that the Texans go to the Super Bowl. And also I hope the Lions go there too. I want to see Houston Texans versus Lions in the Super Bowl. Anyways, guys, that's it. That's the news on Tomlin. He will be back in 2024. And then probably if he's back, when he's back in 2024, that means there will be extension talk as well. And he might sign a 3-year contract. And that's going to piss off a lot of people. But at the same time, the people that it does piss off, the half of them on the other side, so it's like 50-50. The other side's going to be happy. In this, what I've learned in this YouTube stuff, in this Steeler culture, Steelers team, not everybody can be happy, right? We can voice our opinion, but not everyone can be happy.